So thank you for tuning into Single, Celibate, and Unemployed. And I'm your host, Lacien Safari. And today's topic is phrases to use when breaking up. People fail to realize that even if you're breaking up with a friend or a romantic partner, sometimes if you don't understand that friendships are relationships. So people will be like, oh my God, this friendship is overwhelming because we fail to understand that it is a relationship. And with all relationships, some people are here for a reason, other people are here for a season. So you don't want others to overstay their welcome without you effectively communicating, like, yes, it's time for you to move forward. So, since ghosting is so passe, it's so last decade, let's elevate ourselves and communicate effectively to those we want to break up with. I find subliminal messages so annoying. Just tell me what you mean. And some people are just like, read between the lines. And I'm just like, spell it out for me. Because if I'm reading between the lines, I'm going to be like, is there space? Because there's 2 lines. So there's space between the lines. And so, yeah, but even being vague or not being direct can definitely be easily misinterpreted. Like, I used to be the one who assumed so much. I would have my own conversation in my head. I would come to my own conclusion and have not one, did not have a conversation with anyone. I just assumed the whole thing. And now I feel like I'm on another spectrum where it's, even though it's obvious sometimes, I would be like, no, tell me more. Let me get into your world. It's obvious, but I want you to tell me. Let's just communicate. As I'm learning to listen, which is actually it's very active actually. Like, you really have to be engaged. So I'm working on my listening skills. Listening is engaging in the other person's world without bringing your own assumptions into the conversation. In the past, I'm so used to tuning in for certain. It's like watching an episode. Like, I tune in for some, I zone out for some, and I hear bits and pieces, and I'm just like, I get the overall message, And so I've come a long way. So I'm learning to listen and to actively be engaged. I know that there's 7 billion plus people in the world. So this is for you as well. Like, I know I'm not the only one that goes through this. So I'm here to expose myself for you. And let's communicate effectively as we move forth in 2020. Like, I'm understanding that non-communication is a form of communication. And in regards to ghosting, it's not effective or workable, but it's still communication. And in the past, my communication has been very muddy, clear as mud. I'm here to assist you. And so each one, teach one. I'm the person, again, who likes clarity. And if I've known someone depending on the period of time, if I know someone for a long time and they're not really returning my phone calls or texts, the old me would be like, they just ghosted me. The new and improved, self-actualized person would be like, is something wrong with them? Are they going through depression? Like, what's happening? So, them not returning my calls or texts would be like, let me check up on them. And they're probably thinking, why is this person checking up on me? And in my thinking, I'm like, is everything okay on their end? So for me, you get the opposite effect. I actually check up on people if they're not returning my calls or sporadically. So it's not that you're ghosting me. I'm actually concerned for your well-being. So yes, again, clarity. So let's embrace clarity as you go forward. And so many times we think ghosting is, let me just ghost them and just call it a, they'll get the message. And to be honest, many people find ghosting more offensive than if you're actually being direct. Because depending on the moment or the period you've known someone, if you just go MIA, it's like you didn't have the decency to say, hey, by the way, I'm leaving. So a lot of people can be like, wow, that's so disheartening, So it's not the ghosting and the MIA. It's sometimes have the decency to just be straightforward with someone. And People can appreciate that. So let's get right into it and practice effective communication. So let's get straight to it. The phrase that we all know and heard so many times, it's not you, it's me. Instead, let's use, I'm realizing that this relationship is not for me and I want something else. So, by that, they're clear you want out. So, the person may ask, or why, or explain, or, or feel compelled to be like, what did I do? At the same time, you can choose to explain if you want, or you don't even have to. But there's a clear cut saying you do not want to be a part of this relationship anymore. So both parties got that communication very clear. So it's whether or not you want to go further. Or another one would be like, we're in different places in our lives. We're not connecting. And I think you're the only one who does not understand that we're not connecting. So that's slightly vague, because that could mean like, oh, I didn't realize we're not connecting. So does that mean, even though we're different places, I can try to connect harder? It's like trying to connect to a Wi-Fi. Sometimes you click the Wi-Fi, it's like, oh, low Wi-Fi. Just keep trying. Or, when you click those Wi-Fis, like, dang it, the password section, like, oh, I definitely don't have the password. So this is definite, a clear that I will not get access to this one without a password. So let's be as clear as that in regards to, instead of saying like, we're going different places in different ways, just be like, right now the friendship has run its course, and either relationship has run its course and I'm choosing to go another route, and he said, what, this isn't working, so I don't want to mislead you to think that I'm in a relationship when I'm not. So, take care, and I hope all is well. It's like, dang, really? Some people are like, oh my gosh. But then you're just like, at least it is over, baby. It's over. Another thing I want you to avoid is saying, I need space. Okay, with a friendship, you can be like, okay, let me give her space, whatever that means. But when it comes to a romantic partner, you're just like, what does that mean? So let's avoid this vague, I need space, because now you're like, how much space? How long? There's so many questions. And it's like, in this space, does that mean I can talk to other people or not? Or, so because there's so much vagueness in I need space, let's fine tune that to give you more clarity into what you want to communicate. So yeah, the phrase could be, I'm evaluating my life right now, and I'm not sure of my next step. And because of that, I cannot fully commit to this relationship right now. And again, I do love you, and I'm not breaking up with you. So I want to give you my all. I just need, a few moments to myself. And in the meantime, please don't sleep with anyone. Like, I'm not trying to sleep with anyone either. So just, as we're in this relationship together, like, I just need that time to evaluate what's next for me. So the person can say, do you have any questions, thoughts, concerns? And the person could be like, well, I don't know how long, or things of that nature. But the truth is, be transparent. With this blanket statement, I need space. How much space? How much time for that space? What can I do within the space? What can I do within, So it's just more of to say, oh, I need space. Okay, I understand. It can mean so many things, whether it's in friendships or relationships or whatever it is. But definitely clarify what you're doing with the space, the time, and reassure the person that you still love them. It's just more like I'm evaluating my life. So be clear, concise, and it doesn't have to be abrasive or elusive. And people can definitely understand what you're saying, where you're coming from, and can say, you know what, okay, I'll give you some time. And in the meantime, I'll see if this relationship is for me too. So please throw away the phrase, I need space. And let's elevate our communication skills. Another one is, you know what? You'll make someone happy someday, and you're a good person. You can simply say, you know, I see that you're committed to this relationship, but I'm not. And I'm not giving it my all, nor will I do so. That was clear. That was concise. And the person's like, wow, like, oh. So, yes, people, we can communicate, because I'm one of those people that probably don't get it, and I need to be like, like really spell it out for me. So because I'm there, and I'm not the only one in the entire world. So yes, let's start spelling it out for several people. So yeah, so improve our communication skills. So again, thank you for tuning in to Single, Celibate, and Unemployed. And subscribe, and to my YouTube channel. So yes, subscribe. And there'll be many more conversations. So and also post if you want to hear a topic for me to talk about. I'm more than willing to take suggestions. So tune in. Take care.